You had a bad day at work. Maybe your boss was annoying. Maybe the Wi-Fi cut out. Maybe someone ate your lunch from the fridge. Cool, cool, cool. Now imagine your job was to taste poison on purpose every day for money. Yeah, let's talk about the most horrible jobs in the human history because apparently we always been very creative about making people suffer professionally. England 16th century, you just landed the most prestigious job in the entire royal court. Congratulations, you're now the groom of the stool. What does it mean? Well, you help the king of England go to the bathroom. No, I'm not done here. You help him personally. You stand there, you hand him things, and when he finish, you clean up by hand. And you do this every single day of your working life. Now, this already sounds terrible, but somehow it gets worse. This was considered a privilege. Lords, noblemen, and actual aristocrats fought each other for this job because being in the room while the king conducted his most private business meant you had his ear. You can whisper advice, you can make requests, plant ideas. So the most important men in the England were completely to be royal bathroom attendant. The job was so important that it was officially listed in the government record with the salary. There were the rule about who qualified. Henry VIII had multiple grooms and some of them because generally influence advisor. Political power through bathroom access in Tudor England was completely normal. The position lasted at least 200 years before someone finally looked at said, okay, maybe the king can manage on his own. The last official groom of stool was served King George III in 1901. Imagine putting that on CD. Okay, so that was bad, but at least you were inside, warm, near king. Now let's go outside into a swamp, knee down in freezing water alone. 18th and 19th century Europe, doctors believed that most of the illness was caused by too much blood in the body. The treatment remove some blood. The tool, leeches, and millions of leeches. Medical demand was enormous, and someone had to go to get them. Enter the leeches collector. Usually a woman, often elderly, sometimes just very poor. The job was simple. You walk into a pond or marshes, you roll up your clothing and wait. The leeches come to you. Now this already sound nightmare, but unfortunately this job somehow become even more terrifying the more you learn about it. The leeches don't attach to sticks or net, they attach to a living flesh, which means your leg were the collector tool. You wade in, they bite, you pull them off, you put them in a bucket, you had enough. The bites blend for hours after the leech detached. Because leech saliva contained natural anticoagulant, your body could not collect properly. Collectors would wade home traveling blood into a water behind them. Infections were common. Some collectors developed anemia from blood loss. The marshes were cold, dark, and full of other things that also bite, and the pay was almost nothing. By the mid-80s, Europe had collected itself into a leeches crisis. The animals were nearly extinct in several countries. France alone was importing 40 million leeches a year at peak demand. 40 million, and every single one of them harvested by someone standing in a swamp, bleeding into a water, earning almost nothing. Medical science was thriving and the leech collectors were not.